I've been thinking of making this video for a while. I have some tips. I'm not an expert, so this isn't gonna cure everything, yeah? It might help. So before I start, you can see my channel. I haven't uploaded much. It's true. I wanna say, that wasn't actually a bad thing. That wasn't such a bad thing. In this time I haven't been uploading, I've learned a lot. I've changed a lot. And I've come closer to God. So maybe just a little thought. Sometimes, not being motivated for something isn't always bad. I'm gonna tell you some stuff that comes to mind. Step 1. Motivation comes and goes. You're not always gonna feel motivated. So sometimes when you get into it, you think, why am I waiting to feel motivated? Like, why am I relying on a feeling? That feeling, especially for something long term, career, purpose, job, school, YouTube, I don't know, it's not gonna sustain you all the time. Like, our body knows stuff we don't. You know, our body has lots of stuff going on, so sometimes you're just not gonna feel it. You're not gonna be there, and that's when you have to just do a bit, and then you learn motivation follows action. Once you actually just start, once you get into it, once you try or fail or make a mistake or spend 20 minutes revising, spend time going on your gym website, looking at the membership you need, buying it, and then going the same day or the next day for 20 minutes, half an hour even. That is the thing that's going to get you feeling it, you know? See, a lot of the time, it's these first steps that are blocking us. And honestly, that is my best advice for defeating procrastination. I heard Jordan Peterson say, aim imperfectly. Just aim. Just aim for a decent thing to start. Aim for a bit of progress. Do like a bad draft of your essay so you don't have to worry. The thing is, yeah, when you just start, when you just do that little amount, you'll probably realize whatever you're worrying about, whatever you're overthinking is just stupid. You don't need to think it through. If you just start it, you realize what you're worried about is kind of just a feeling. So sometimes the question isn't how do I get motivated, is how do I start? How do I do what I want to do? Like, if you want to do something, think about, okay, what are the next few steps for me to actually do it? Because most things are pretty easy. Honestly, most things are pretty easy. Let's say revising. What you really have to do is work out what you have to revise, get the resources in front of you, get your paper or whatever, and do it for like 20 minutes. The best way to overcome this resistance for me is just little increments. It's just little tiny things or challenges like, oh, I'll do this for 20 minutes. I'll do 5 revision sessions for 20 minutes in the next 2 days or 3 days. You know what I mean? For YouTube, I'll make 4 videos in the next 2 weeks. The reason I say that is because you don't want to overshoot it, yeah? A big lie in all this stuff is perfectionism, and it is so common. That's good for quality and all that. You don't always need it to be perfect. In fact, if you're doing it before you've even started, it's going to hold you back because you're not going to want to move until you've made like the perfect move. And it's just messy. It never works. Like, I would say you pretty much never want to just try and be perfect like immediately, especially if you're just starting a YouTube channel or a gym career or something big, you know. That expectation of being perfect just blocks you because it's not going to be perfect, probably. It's just a waste of time to start like that. And if you have time, you can always start and then make it perfect, but just start something, just aim imperfectly, just what helps me doing it is just expecting it to be a bit rough, expecting to fail, do a rough draft, something. 70% is better than not even starting. Improve it after, you know. The thing you hear a lot is discipline, not motivation. I'll tell you the thing about discipline. If you have something external, something like a routine, you know, 10 a.m. every day, 4 p.m. every day, whatever, for half an hour, for an hour, for 2 hours, as if you learn to follow it, then you have something external pushing you. You don't have to rely on your internal feeling. You have a rigid structure, and if you make that achievable, then you're going to want to do it, and you're probably going to be excited to do it. Am I a master at that? No, I'm not. It needs to be a purpose, something at the bottom of it, something to aim for, a goal. That is a big thing. And I'm telling you, God is real. But there's a lot of other reasons. Dopamine. If you learn anything about like your day-to-day habits and your dopamine, pretty much everyone nowadays is living a worse lifestyle for your minds, and I'm not even trying to be like judgmental. I was in the exact same place. But let me tell you something, if you just use TikTok and you have motivation issues, and I honestly think that's one of the first places you should look. Any short form content, I'm trying to say. The truth is our habits like affect our productivity, our motivation, our ability to do things so much. Because if you think about it, if you have the incentive to do things, you know, to get reward, biological reasons, yeah, why would you want to do something even a little bit tough, even not tough, why would you do that if you can just immediately feel good or get whatever purpose from a few clicks of a button, like going on your phone, scrolling through social media, Instagram, even video games and sugar, like you can just go and get some McDonald's or some sugar, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts, porn. Look bro, you probably heard it a million times before, but if you haven't, that's probably one of the biggest reasons you're not motivated, and I recommend going away from that kind of stuff. But honestly man, if you watch short form content, particularly TikTok, just delete it, and if you watch porn, again, you may not know this, and I don't want to go into it fully here, but there is so many genuinely good reasons to stop. So many. Not least, your motivation. Also your mental health, your dopamine, your soul, your spiritual well-being, your soul, everything, bro. Just, industry's horrible, it's a waste of time. Makes girls less into you, bro. Makes you lazy. So that is something you just gotta look at, your habits. Like, if you're working with your phone by you, you're gonna get distracted. And if you're always on your phone, you're gonna get distracted, because every 4.5 minutes you're gonna be doing something, and then you're gonna have that, like, discomfort feeling, like, no, I gotta just, this is too stressful, I gotta get a relaxing feeling from clicking on my phone, or I gotta get a relaxing feeling from this, and this. It's worse if you do drugs, if you smoke weed, if you do anything like that, drink alcohol. I'm telling you man, your lifestyle, this isn't just good for motivation, it will help you. This isn't the video about it, but it will change your life, man. But you should replace it with other stuff. Replace it with purpose, with people, with exercise, with focus on decent, achievable things. But you can do these things, so yeah. Just replace your bad habits. When I wasn't doing YouTube, it helped me, as I said. You know what a big thing I learned in this motivation thing is? We don't always know what we need. Because if I'd have been perfectly productive in 2017 and 18, I would still probably be in the same cycle I was always in. That'd be terrible. I had so much development not having the motivation to do YouTube and just finding things in other things. So I think our body sometimes knows what we need more than we do, more than our minds, more than our thinking. And more than that, God knows what we need infinitely times more than we do. You don't always know what you need, you only know what you want, and you don't even know that exactly. I don't either, by the way. So if you're struggling with motivation and it's frustrating you, I ask you, think about why do you want this? Why do you want this? And obviously some things you kind of have to do. Look man, our bodies know things. We are smarter than our thinking and whatever society's just like fit into us. Might sound a bit weird, but it's true. If you're frustrated that you're not getting all your schoolwork done, or you're not getting YouTube or your job, so I don't know. Maybe if you take a bit of space, you will realize you need something else. And I'm going to give you some suggestions from what I learned. Because at first, all I thought I needed was to get my schoolwork done, to do YouTube, and to rush into bad habits. Video games and porn and social media, anything. I'm going to give you some suggestions. 1, your social life. That is a good thing to focus on. 2, gym, exercise. That is a good thing to focus on. Your body needs exercise. And just your body, your health, like functioning right. Bro, learning to sit up straight and breathe through your nose and all that. 3, God. A lot of people don't want to hear this message, and I get it. I was an atheist or agnostic or whatever for ages. But I'm just gonna say this simply, is I had so much procrastination, and I didn't know what I really wanted, even though I thought I did. And I had so much like tangling with my own mind and my thoughts and my motivation and my procrastination, thinking about what I thought was meaningful. And I'm telling you, at the bottom of all that, it was God. God is what I needed, what I wanted, what was meaningful, what was calling me. That doesn't mean you have to quit everything in your life and become a priest, okay? It doesn't mean that. But the truth is, like, I believe this. So it's going to sound a bit overconfident, but I'm going to say it. Is you're always going to feel a bit of a tingle of meaninglessness or darkness or anxiety, worry, or something's not right, or you hunger for something, or probably something more extreme, until you have God, until you've accepted Jesus. I'm going to tell you that. Because, to me, and I actually, physically, mentally, everything, I believe this is true. Everybody needs this. Not for their life. It's not a magic fix-all. It's not just going to magically make you, like, happy and fix all your problems and solve everything. It doesn't. Obviously, Christians, obviously, people who believe in God have hard lives as well. But Our souls need it. It is the one thing above and within everything. And there is a source, there is a creation, there is a way to everything, a word. And it's all stemmed around pure, true, genuine love and genuine truth. And in our lives, it's stemmed around humility, sobering, and peace, and kindness, and forgiveness, and compassion, and patience, and mercy, and faith, and gratitude, and goodness. And if you really think about it, that is the bottom of all the philosophies. That is the bottom of everything. You're not gonna find true meaning in crystal, in astrology, in a career, in money, in success, in a person, in social media. People, very good. But what I'm trying to say is there will always be a hunger, a void beyond that, because there is a source to it. There is a love that goes through everything. And some people think, why would God do this? Is God just being petty, like everyone that believes in him? You know, they have eternal paradise and everyone elsewhere is, you know, darkness, pain, torment. Look man, I'm trying to explain it in terms very understandable, so take it with a grain of salt. But the world has this love running through it, permeating through it, you know what I mean? Outside the world and inside the world. And it's the source, it's what comes from everything. If you're disconnected from that, what it allows to creep in, hate, darkness, evil, sin, all the corruptions of the world and society that we're fed into. It's not your fault. It's not that you're some terrible person and I'm rebuking you. No, it's just an unfortunate thing. Without God, we fall into these things. And when we're disconnected with the source, of course, if it's the source to everything, there's dissonance, there's disharmony, there's pain, there's void, and there's more, there's evil. It's disconnect from God. And it is only coming to God and coming to these things, coming to the way. And that is shown through Jesus. I mean it, it's shown through Jesus. It's only by coming to that we can ever find meaning, purpose, anything. It's a bold statement, but I believe it. And I want to tell you something, you don't have to be perfect in this stuff. Of course, if you aim high in that, probably good. A lot of Christians think one of the most important things about this is truly in your heart believing in Jesus. And the reason is, by believing it, that's what keeps you there. That's what connects you to it. If you believe in Jesus as a savior that comes from God, that will connect you to that love I'm talking about. And you naturally want to do that. You will naturally want to do what's right. It's not that hard. Like, it's not this struggle, this super big pain, this like whipping yourself and punishing yourself and going away from everything you love that some people think it is. Jesus said his burden is light. So look man, when you have faith in Jesus, not only does it allow you to follow these commands and it justifies it, it gives you a reason, and it keeps you there, because of course if you believed in it, you'd want to follow it. But a lot of the message, if you look at Jesus' teachings, is, look, I'm not perfect, but I gotta have faith. In this faith, I'll love others, and I'll forgive others, and I'll have mercy on others. Hopefully God will have mercy on me and forgive me. It's said that true faith in Jesus gives you forgiveness of your sins, transforms you. Even in a practical way, true faith in Jesus will align you with the way you're talking about. So I'm telling you man, what I really needed was God, and what everyone really needs is God. And literally today or tomorrow or within a week, you can read the book of Matthew, which will have Jesus' whole ministry, his story. It's very short, it doesn't take long. You can search Matthew NIV on Google and you can find it. That's a little step towards. You know what else? You could pray to God right now. You literally could pray to God, the true God, right now and say, God, look, I want to come to you. I want to find you. I want to, not in a like, if you're real, do this for me. Just, I want to be right with you. I want to be okay. I want to be fulfilled. I want to accept you. I want to accept Jesus, because we all need forgiving. Like, it isn't you're a bad person, but we all fall short. Yeah, you'll be surprised at how much coming to forgiveness is like a weight off your shoulder, and it's just what we really need when we don't realize it. And honestly, a good prayer I kind of hope some of you would pray is, God, I hope you can guide me to salvation, guide me to truly accept you and do what you want me to. Because, not gonna lie man, I believe in souls, and I believe we go somewhere when we die. I believe that we can go in a bad place and a good place. Don't know how exactly hell and heaven work, but what I do know is I'm pretty sure our souls last, and being right with God is the only thing we need. Not gonna lie man, if you were to pray to God and do that, you know, in a genuine way, you kind of need to want it a little bit. I think it would be good. And I would be glad, because the thought of people, their souls going into like this bad state, I know it's more complicated. The thought of it is not good. And I actually, like, you know, from my beliefs at the moment, I want some of you guys to come to God's salvation. Yeah, I want some of you guys to come to God genuinely and to be transformed in God, you know. It'll be good. So yeah, just praying to God, like, can you forgive me? Can you save me? Like, it really is. You can be direct with it. You can be honest. You don't have to be scared. Parts of your mind, like parts of your feelings, like the world, stuff that's embedded into us, it'll probably, like, it resists us from this. It can almost trick us from this. It can try and block us from doing this for so many reasons. But yeah, the key is Jesus, and it really could be like that simple. It really could be right now. You don't gotta wait, bro. So and maybe you can find something that you feel like you would be doing right. Find someone you need to forgive, or to be kind to, or make amends with, help in some way, and do that. Maybe that will help you, yeah? At the end of the day, Kendrick said it best. He believes all we're put on earth for, despite all this war and philosophies and everything, all we're put on earth for is to love. That is it. Bear that in mind. God bless. I might make a part 2 to this because I kind of have more to say, but basically a couple things. Just do what you have to do. Like that sometimes that's just what you need to hear. Is it's not about the strategy, the advice, the mindset. Sometimes just do it. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, you can. You know you can. The other thing is the trick of like saying I'm gonna do this like thing I have to do after I do this other thing. So after I watch this show, after I watch this video, after I listen to a few songs. You don't need to do that. It makes it worse. Your brain gets a little pleasure from avoiding the discomfort a little longer, and just like, you know, doing something pleasurable. And it just, like, every time you do that, it just makes your motivation a bit worse, I think. The other thing, go for a walk when you wake up, like 20, 30, 40 minutes before you go on your phone, honestly, because it just clears your mind and sets your mind right, and then you can come back, do what you have to do. It will be better than if you wake up, go on your phone or whatever. Like, it will. And one of the things that's helped me probably more than any other advice here is praying to God. To be honest, like, when you pray, you just put your anxieties on God, you put the worries, and so much of like anxiety and motivation is just those worries, worrying about stuff creeping in, worrying about all that. So when you pray to God, it purifies it. It's clear, like, it's just better, honestly. And the other thing is just learning to face discomfort. Like, that is honestly such a gem. If you learn to do that, whether that be quitting something, cold showers, like running, exercise, like, you know, I'm not suggesting you like fall in love with pain, but just learning to just face that discomfort feeling and just sit in the moment is so invaluable, seriously. Especially for motivation, but also for mental health, for just standing on your own like 2 feet, you know. Standing up to stuff is real good. So I'm gonna end the video there. You don't need to watch any more videos. You know what you have to do. I recommend just do a bit, do a sizable amount, just do some. Right now, don't check your phone, don't do nothing, just do it. God bless.